to Pokemon Go Ahead, it's your boy Cheekley. In today's video, we are going to discuss about Osaka Go Fest in a guide video. Some of you are either in Japan right now or traveling to Japan to attend this event. Some of you guys may need some reviewing because there's a lot of content. This event is going to be held in Osaka, Japan from Thursday, May 29th through Sunday, June 1st. And if you are not attending, either you can kind of get an idea what it's going to look like for Jersey City or Paris Go Fest, or you guys just want to watch for fun and see how different these in-person events are comparing to global. Now, obviously, as you can tell, I'm home because I can't attend Osaka Go Fest. One, it's sold out, and two, I don't have a passport. Nonetheless, I thought this is going to be a good idea to just help you guys prepare for the event. However, we are going to attend Jersey City, and I'll make a guide for that before we fly out to the East Coast. So before we get started, subscribe, hit the bell so that you can be the first to check out some more videos and be the first to check out those videos. And also let us know in the comments below, are you attending Osaka Go Fest this weekend? And don't worry, for those, including myself, that cannot attend Go Fest in Osaka, there's an event called the Serene Retreat event. We cover details about that event, but it's inspiration from the Calming Tea habitat in Osaka Go Fest. They'll have the same spawns there. And it seems like bonuses and features are including eggs and egg hatching. We'll definitely make a vlog on that. So it's like non-in-person global content, if that makes sense. But in the meanwhile, let's talk about Osaka Go Fest. First, we have Volcanion, which is a fire water type mythical Pokemon. You can get this from the special research if you bought a ticket and you're attending Osaka Go Fest. Keep in mind, if you're attending more than one in-person event this year, you're gonna be getting some Volcanion candy from the Jersey City and or Paris Go Fest, as well as global. So you're not gonna get like 3 or 4 encounters of Volcanion. Once you get Volcanion, moving forward, you're just gonna get extra candy. Carbink and Frigibax are gonna shiny debut starting with the Osaka Go Fest event. So if you're wondering what the new shinies are gonna be for this year's Go Fest, it's those two. This will be the debut of Crown Sword Zacian and Crown Shield Zamazenta. These two are gonna be exclusive in 5-star raids, and once you defeat them, they'll revert back to the Hero of Many Battles form. They can be shiny, which is awesome, but you also can defeat these raids to get some Crown energy. Crown Sword energy after defeating Zamazenta, Zacian, excuse me. And then the Shield one for the Zamazenta, the correct one. I just woke up, by the way. Halucha is a regionally exclusive in Mexico, and it's actually appearing during Osaka, so it's making its Asia Pacific debut. So if you need to get Halucha for your Pokedex or just catch a ton so you can do trades with your friends back home, this is a good Pokemon to hunt for. Also, when you take some snapshots with your buddies, you're gonna be able to get an encounter with the last Rotom to debut in Pokemon Go, which is the fan form. It's not gonna be shiny, but it's gonna be a rare one. And I think depending on how many days you're attending Osaka Go Fest, that's gonna be 3 encounters. So if you're playing for the whole 4 days, you could get up to 12 encounters with Rotom fan form. Definitely save those, because again, if you have some friends that are unable to travel, get some good trades for this, right? You could trade it off and all that stuff. And now for the biggest thing for Go Fest, the habitats and the spawns. Which Pokemon are gonna be spawning in habitats and which ones should you go after? As we all know, there are 4 habitats per in-person location. There's gonna be 3 habitats that are gonna be copy and paste in each one, so you're gonna see the same ones no matter which one you're attending, but there will be 1 exclusive habitat per location. So for Osaka Go Fest, you're gonna get the exclusive Calming Tea House habitats. The spawns include Chansey, Snorlax, Marill, Corsola, Chimecho, Munna, Furfrou, Swirlix, Cutiefly, Moral, Kamala, Jingmo, Hatina, and some trainers may even encounter Drampa. So which ones should you go after? Chansey, because Dynamax Blissey is the best defensive Dynamax Pokemon and is the #1 healer in Dynamax battles. So getting some Candy and Candy XL can help power up your Blissey. Snorlax, because of Gigantamax Snorlax, getting some extra Candy and Candy XL to power up your best Gigantamax Snorlax couldn't hurt. Marill, because Azumarill is great in the Great League. Corsola, because Corsola is a regional exclusive. Chimecho, because it is Stardust boosted. Furfrou, because wherever you are in the world, you can change its trim to an exclusive form. And for an event like this, being shiny boosted, it's gonna be a lot easier to get a shiny of every trim. So this will be a difficult one because you have to like travel to places, but if you're in Japan and you get a shiny, change it to the Kabuki shiny form. I think it'd be kind of sick. Morlo is another Stardust boosted Pokemon, and it also has a really cool shiny as well. You can argue that Kamala is a rare shiny. It's not an easy one to get, so if you're having a hard time getting a shiny Kamala, this is a good event to get it. We have expectations that Jangmo is going to have a community day, but that's still a fun shiny to hunt for. Also, if you don't get a shiny, you get a good IV Jangmo, you could definitely save it for a community day and evolve it into Komodo. And then finally, Drampa, because it is exclusive in raids, so seeing it in the wild in the first time is going to be fun to shiny hunt for a shiny Drampa. Now let's talk about the other habitats. These are what I like to call the general in-person habitats, because again, they're gonna also appear during Jersey City Go Fest and Paris Go Fest. This is gonna be the first one. It's called the Carnival Grounds Habitat. Spawns include Heracross, Teddiursa, Slugma, Scraggy, Solosis, Vanillite, both genders of Frillish, Elgium, Jupiter, Togedemaru, Citadel, Frigibax, and some trainers may even encounter Turtonator. Which ones should you go after? Heracross, because it's not only a regional exclusive, it is also one of the top megas in its typing. You also have Solosis. You can argue that this is a rare shiny. Not a lot of trainers have this one. You also have Frillish. I think the male Frillish is a rare shiny comparing to the female, but if you don't have both, this is a good set of shinies to hunt for. Elgium, Jupiter, Togedemaru, and Citadel are all arguably rare shinies to hunt for, especially the Citadel. I could not get it during the holiday season, so this is gonna be a shiny that trainers are gonna wanna go after. So when we go to Jersey City, we'll get that. But if you're in Osaka right now, you're gonna get a couple of those. Also, not only Frigibax is gonna be a brand new shiny, its Evolution Bax Caliber is gonna be the top non-mega, non-shadow ice type. And it's gonna be great in the Master League. And finally, Turtonator, because it's normally exclusive in 3-star raids. And so with Turtonator being in the wild for the first time, that's also gonna be another good Pokemon to shiny hunt for. The next general in-person habitat is called the Noble Fields Habitat. Spawns include Galarian Farfetch, Dunsparce, Timber, Karrablast, Shelmet, Pawniard, White Flower Flabebe, Skidoo, Fomantis, Squelvet, Wooloo, Phalanx, Smoliv, and some trainers may even encounter Druddigon. Which ones should you go after? I don't recall if Galarian Farfetch has ever been in the wild before. I know it's been in 1-star raids at some point, and it was in 7km eggs. I mean, it probably still is in 7km eggs. But the fact that it's in the wild, that's going to be a good one to shiny hunt for. Although Dunsparce is not relevant, it does have an evolution, which is the Dunsparce. Although the evolution is not available yet, you could catch as many shinies as you can and get a lot of candy, because you just never know what the requirements are going to be for the evolution. Timber, because it's a good budget-friendly fighting type, and Conkeldurr is one of the top fighting types, especially as its shadow form. Pawniard, dude, definitely catch as many Pawniards as you can. Now that it's no longer in 12km eggs and it's now in 10km eggs, it's not every day that Pawniard spawns. White Flower Flabebe is not an easy one to obtain. Also, it's harder to get as a shiny, so with this being the exclusive Flabebe for an in-person Go Fest, this is a shiny you want to hunt for. Skidoo was recently featured for City Safari events in the past. Not every trainer was able to attend every single one or any of them, so if you're going to Go Fest, this is a good time to not only get the Pokédex entry, but to get a shiny. And then I guess you can say Druddigon because it's normally in raids, so this is a good shiny to hunt for. It's not the first time that it has been exclusive in the wild, but it is awesome to just tap on one in the wild. And the last in-person habitat is called the Sunken Treasure Habitat. Spawns will include Totodile, Corphish, Finneon, Red and Blue Stripe Basculin, Inkay, Binacle, Skrelp, Clauncher, Carbink, Wimpod, Sandygas, Wiglet, and some may even encounter Rockruff. Which ones should you go after? I would say Finneon because it's a rare shiny. You also have Basculin, both forms, because not only they're regionally exclusive, there are some times where they're just exclusive in routes, research, and eggs. We just had Unovator, but the fact that these two are going to be in the wild during Go Fest, I think it's going to be more accessible, and you might have a higher chance of getting those shinies comparing to the odds during Unovator. Inkay, Binacle, Skrelp, Clauncher, and Wimpod all had one thing in common. They were shiny boosted in recent events. Inkay for Research Day years ago. You also had Clauncher and Skrelp and Binacle and Wimpod from some other events, like the Growing Up event. That was when Shiny Wimpod was boosted. Also, if you missed out on these events or did not get a Shiny from those Shiny boosted odds, Go Fest will probably be a good one. Carbink can finally be Shiny. It's also great in the Great League. Sandygast is a rare Shiny, and the Shiny looks so good. Also, Wiglet is a big one. Despite the fact that it's not Shiny eligible, it's exclusive in beach biomes, and not everyone has access to a beach biome. So the fact that it's gonna be outside of its comfort zone is a huge deal. And finally, Rockruff, because not only it's exclusive in eggs and in Tier 1 raids, you also have a small chance of Shiny hunting a Dusk form Rockruff if you're very lucky. Definitely catch every single Rockruff and hope that some of them are shiny. We also have some incense encounters, and they are all unknown that spell the words Sword and Shield. So we have unknowns S, W, O, R, D, H, I, E, L, question mark, and exclamation point. Now, if you look closer, you notice that W is featured. Unfortunately, that's the only unknown that is not gonna be shiny. I think this is the first time ever that we're having an exclusive unknown letter that's not gonna be shiny. And I think that's an L, even though it's a W, which is very ironic. Spinda will appear in each habitat. If you're going to the park experience in Commemorative Park or the 70 Expo Park, you're gonna be able to get some Spinda, and you'll get a different form depending on the habitat. So if you're going to the Calming Tea habitat, you'll encounter Spinda number 8. And then of course, that's only exclusive in Osaka. But for the other 3, whether you're going to the Carnival Grounds, the Sunken Treasure, I think there was some typos from this blog from Leaked Up. But you get numbers 2, 4, and 7, depending on which habitat. And again, you can do it in all 3. There's gonna be some field research during this event. There's gonna be some at the park and some in the citywide experience. We don't know exactly what the research tasks are, but make sure you guys check out leakduck.com for any updates when the event starts on Thursday. And of course, we also don't know what the collection challenges are, but there's gonna be a different collection challenge from different habitats. So there's gonna be 4. I'm assuming you just gotta catch them and you get some encounters and rewards and all that stuff. And now for some bonuses. If you're attending the event from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the days you're playing, they'll include event-themed Pokemon gonna be appearing in the park venue habitats and Osaka and Suda City. You also have an increased chance to encounter shiny Pokemon, which is the #1 bonus in Go Fest. Because honestly, despite all the traveling and the friendships and the memories you make, it's arguably all about the shinies. 1 half-hatch distance for eggs placed in incubators during the event. If you get the Enthusiast bonus, it's 1/4. It's not gonna stack, but it'll be upgraded. Special research leading to Volcanion, we already talked about that. Event stickers. Moving on. 2-hour lure module durations, habitat theme collection challenges, 3 surprise encounters in Go Snapshot per day, and 2 times catch candy. And then of course, you can get the following bonuses as a ticket holder from the entire day of the entire event, from 12:01 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. local time. You get up to 9 free raid passes. It'll be upgraded to 18 if you have bought the Raid Lover add-on. You also get up to 6 special trades per day. Decreased Stardust cost for special trades. Open up to 40 gifts and feature tax available. And let's not forget, there are some new costume Pokemon in Pokemon Go. You have Pikachu with top hats with like different colors. So there's blue, red, and yellow, and it has like a little monocle, which is really cute. You also have Phalanx that has like a train conductor costume. So that's the overview of the event. Let me give you guys some tips and advice. When you're attending an in-person event, make sure you have a map of the location of the park experience and also plan ahead on transportation. Make sure that you have your devices charged up, your captures, your phones, your battery packs. You want to make sure that you have some stuff to keep your phone cool and charged and prep, because you don't want your phone to overheat and you don't want to lose battery. Pack some water, maybe some snacks, because you're gonna have to be hydrated throughout the entire day, and hydration is important. Now let's talk about things you need to prep for the gate. The biggest thing that you should prioritize is space for your Pokemon storage and your item storage. I would recommend just deleting unnecessary items or just taking out a certain bunch. For what I do personally, I like to make sure that when it comes to berries or healing items, I start out with 100. And then I just have to make sure I just get to the maximum upgrade amount of storage, because then I could just have thousands and thousands of storage available, because when you're spinning Pokestops, you're going to be getting more items, and you do not want to max out on storage. So my recommendation, if you have like 550 pine nut berries, I would recommend just like starting with 100. So transfer like 400 of those, because then you're going to get some more berries anyway. And also, I don't like to use the nat berries personally. So like if there's a berry that you don't often use, 100% transfer it. I would also transfer potions and super potions. If you have like a good amount of hyper potions, I would also save a couple of max potions just in case. When it comes to Pokeballs and Ultra Balls, I like to make sure I get 1,000 of each. Great Balls, I like to do 500 to 700 because we don't often use Great Balls, but if you want to get 1,000 of those, that would be a good idea as well. And then of course, when it comes to Pokemon storage, pick the ones that have really bad IVs or just like spawns that you don't necessarily need. I would recommend just probably leaving about 500 to 1,000 space open and available, just so that way you can catch all those unknown, those Halucha, if you're doing all those Zachi and Zamazenta raids, if you're trying to get a ton of shinies, it's a good idea to just try to have some open space, especially for a 4-day weekend of just mania of Pokemon. And ladies and gentlemen, the items that you should definitely have, just have some lucky eggs on board, have some star pieces on board, have some incense and lure modules on board, because there's going to be some bonuses where you get to have 2-hour duration of lure modules. You're also going to be using lucky eggs and star pieces to give you more XP and Stardust for catching Pokemon and for defeating raids and also hatching eggs. So folks, make sure you have all these items. And folks, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Next week, we're gonna provide a guide for Jersey City, and the following week for Paris Go Fest. Again, I will not be attending Osaka, so I hope you guys have a great time out there. However, we will be in Jersey City for Go Fest this year, so we will see you at the Liberty State Park. We will see you in New York. We'll see you wherever we're at. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Peace out.